Just bear with me. I know. I just want to show you something. I mean, I want you to hear something. Well, look at that table. It's pretty cool, ain't it? To go back and videotape the gate opening. And I'm like, the gate opening, you need to do the gate opening. It's pretty cool. It's like a stream. It's like a... Because it's like from one end to the other. You know? It's like a stream. It seems... See, look, it seems like a stream. It seems like a stream of like flowing. It's probably meant to be like flowing water. I'm sure. Because we're in this twin system like this. Now we're like this. There's two twins. You know what he said that. I'll eventually back off him, but he said that too. The keeping your eye single, full of light. He's saying that it has to do with you being one side up and upside down, and when you get them both together. Which I kind of understand in a sense, because he talks about your angel and your demon. Which, side do you listen to? And when you know the demon side that dwells inside of you, because I love how people act like Satan? No, he's not. He was not in me. Nuh-uh. Yeah, he is in everybody, and so is God. So it's your decisions that you're the vessel that makes the decisions, but you get influenced by one or the other. And then when you listen to people, you get influenced even more by them, and they transfer their little demonic whisperers over to you. So when your eye is single, well, and full of light, it's like in a sense, once you know good and evil, then you're pretty much wide awake, which would also mean that your one eye is pretty aware spiritually of the knowledge of the tree of good and evil. Now, Michael, he's not even a carpenter. I mean, man, he made that table. It's sweet. It's nice. I like that table. It reminds me of the table that I built. I have built this table right here. I am a carpenter, by the way. But Michael's not the carpenter. Is Kleck? I think Kleck's. Did he? You know what? Well, I guess, right? Is he a carpenter or something? Let's see. Kept a bunch of data. Michael kept a bunch of data. So look how this thing moves. And look at the table is all set. It's beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, I can sit over here a little bit, give him a little room. I want to frame it up really nice, guys. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so.
Alright, so one night I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I hear the Lord, I want you to study. So I come out, sit in my chair, and I'm sitting there reading, and I'm reading in Daniel.
So I heard the Lord.
And as I'm reading, I hear the Lord tell me, Michael, I want you to.
So I heard the Lord.
And I start freaking out. I'm not a carpenter.
Hang on, let me jump in.
Okay.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Oh my goodness.
And so he starts telling me to look up
which is the Lord.
Different types of tables, and that the table had to have a river run through it. idea of this process was I was going to go to Home Depot, get 2x12, and kind of like
Really?
put them together.
Home Depot.
That's all I was thinking.
Yeah, they're not on the target
And
list.
So I tried to go to sleep, and he would
Along
not
with
let
Target.
me sleep. And so he said, I want you to look up a live edge. And I'm like, what is
Which
a
is the
live
Lord
edge?
is telling him still.
I had no clue. And so what a live edge is like a sliver of a whole entire side of a tree with the edge of the bark on the side.
I'm going to show them that real quick. Okay, let me show you what that looks like. That edge right there, all the way down, that's called the live edge. Because it
Look,
was
it's
the
important to
outside
listen.
bark of the tree.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you before people get
So
like.
I started looking up.
Hold on.
I started looking up the lumber yards, and they have some of them have web pages where you can look up prices, and some of these things were like $2,000, and now I'm really panicking. And
Look at
so
that
I
stream
finally,
of semen going straight
told
down
me to
that
go to
middle of the
Yoder
table.
Lumber. And
Well, wait, you
I mean, it's
looked
the
on-
stream.
well, I
It seems
typed
like it's
in
water,
Google
right?
Yeah.
For lumber yards.
Because he thought it was local.
Yeah, and so the very first search was I typed in Grand Junction lumber yards, and the very first search was Yoder lumber, and I heard in my spirit to go right there and click on it, so I went and clicked on it.
I clicked on click.
And as I started going through a lot of their trees, I'm like, I don't know which one to get. I have no idea what to do. And
The Lord,
as I got
course.
to this tree that was called the Tree of Heaven, I started buzzing like crazy. And he told me to
The Lord.
get someone. Yeah, he told me to get two of them.
The Lord.
So two different slabs, and I got the two different slabs. And but it was all the way up in Ohio, and so
Oh, go figure.
the next morning I started looking around all around here, even in Utah.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you something. I just heard that. Ohio. Like Dayton, Ohio. Let me see what day, Oh, July 4th. Would you look at that? It's July 4th. Okay. Dayton, Ohio. When was that shooting? My goodness, was that shooting? What day was the shooting in Dayton, Ohio? Does anybody know? That was the last shooting, correct? I just heard that for the first time with Ohio. Wasn't it August 4th? Was it Saturday? It was Saturday, wasn't it? It was Saturday. Because today's the 7th, it's Wednesday, 6th, 5th, 4th. Okay, 4th was Sunday, that was the last. But the shooting was Saturday, the 3rd. How many days are in July? 31, right? I don't know, is that like 30 days? Yeah, it is, right? Because 31 would be the 4th because it was 31 days in July. Oh, yeah. So it's 30 days. Interesting. Very interesting. So it's the 4th of July. And then 30 days later is it's what Michael here is referring to. And he's also referring to the Home Depot. So what had already happened and taken place is the shooting in Dayton, Ohio, that Jonathan Kleck here, obviously, they have, I'm going to explain it to you what this really means as thoroughly as possible, because now I'm catching on even more. He's talking about this Home Depot inside of his video. So what they do is Kleck has everything set up. They're all telling him what to do. And he's being so damn deceived. And he does believe that he's the Messiah, by the way. He does. Doesn't matter what his sexual preference is. He believes that he is going to be that Messiah. I shit you not. It's the truth. He has promised. I can tell by his giddiness. So they drive around and show all kinds of things. He's referring to Home Depot twice now in It's the same video, but he's talking about it twice. And it's Dayton, Ohio. So here's what's going on. All of the false prophets on YouTube, every one of them, the ones that are working for the inside. Kleck works for the inside. Don't know exactly what level of degree he is with Masonry. It's not 33. Because the 33 degree Masons, they know that this is the reason why when the sixth trumpet, when the second woe happens, and the sixth seal is opened up. It's the same thing. Sixth seal, second woe. Fifth seal open up, first woe. Sixth seal, second woe. Seventh angel begins to sound. The whole mystery of God is finished. And then that's the third woe. So here's what they're doing. They all have their helper. They all know that in the end you have to have, like the guy Michael here, right, that's helping Kleck, he might even be paid to help him. And to, like, Kleck might not even know. Wait a minute, he did say he didn't know him. But again, I did. It's like, this guy's copying everything. He just is. It's just a flat out fact. He's copying everything I'm doing. And that's fine. It's fine, Kleck. It's good. You need to. All right, you need to. The joke's on you in the end. So there's a strong possibility that this Mike character is, he might be a 33rd degree. He might be a 33rd degree, and Kleck is only like a 30 degree or something. He's still got to get his ranks, but he needs to be pranked big time first. Either way, there's people that are in on it, that are side by side with Kleck, and there's people that don't know, that are believing him. And the ones that are 33rd degree Masons, or like their best actors, whatever, they know that there's a specific date when there's going to be a crowning. I say it's September 26th, 27th, because that's what it was back when Christ was walking the earth in 29 AD, when he was announced as the Lamb of God. John 3:16, his birthday, supposedly. Now, I'm not telling you that Kleck is innocent and he's not acting parts of the other script, because he's lying. So once he's lying, it doesn't matter. And also, come on, man. I mean, if you're practicing sin, it doesn't matter if it's homosexuality or lying. It's all sin. The same thing Christ died for, which is everybody's sin. So he's not innocent. He's still playing that role. I mean, that would be hilarious if he was innocent and he really thought, and he was just being fully pranked by everybody around him and all the street names and everything. That would be a shame. That would be so super sad. Oh well. So Kleck, meaning Kleck, he, and then him, meaning Michael over there. So he is absolutely told by Michael, okay, that he's Christ. Because that's the protocol. Michael's supposed to know that you are Christ. But then you have to have another witness. Cat, there you go. Cat is his other witness. Interesting. So Cat is Kleck's witness. And Michael is telling him, like, he's feeding him a bunch of, that's only if they're all not not in on it. Like if Michael doesn't really know, but I have a feeling that he might, you might be right, subscriber who emailed me, you might be right about that one. He might be the CIA agent that is supposed to make him be the Messiah. Because what's going to happen is, regardless of who's in on it, what's going to happen is once Kleck gets to the party, there will be a party for 3.5 days. There will also be an extension for 3.5 days, because they all know about the 3.5 days. Every time I read it, I always looked at, like, it said an after 3.5 days, like the second time, meaning 7 days. It just did. It said it. And I always looked at it as a week period of time. A week. So there's going to be a 3.5 day period where Kleck is going to... Where would you go for that? Where would you... Steve, where are you going? Can you drop some subliminals on me? Like, through a cooking show or something? Let me know where... Would it be a Masonic lodge? Most likely, right? Because when you look up Home Depot Home Depots, I think the top thing says Masonic Lodge. Pretty sure that matches Home Depot. And Ned Peppers, that lines up with Putin. Wherever it is, it's going to be a place where, it's going to be in Ohio too. It's going to be in Michigan. It has to be in Michigan. It has to be in Michigan. It has to be a Masonic Lodge. Because Steve has to be there too. Now, I don't know if Kleck actually knows who Stephen James DeShawn is, per se. Because you have to be a top-tier Illuminati 33rd degree Mason to know him. Unless you're looking from the outside in like this, and you can already see that play by play. It's almost like I have the script right here and I'm just reading it. Like, I have different pages. It's the pages aren't marked. Like, it doesn't have, like, I got like 21 pages of, there's so many questions there with these pieces of paper, but they're not labeled as like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just I have the one piece, like, okay, so all right, so that's gonna happen, and then here's the page that's towards the end, because there's also going to be another 21-day extension too. It has to be, because this is where the world peace comes in at. This is how people are going to buy it on social media, and then mainstream media. Because the ones that aren't paying attention, if you're paying attention to social media, you already know the mainstream media, for the most part. But if you're deceived and you're paying attention to social media and you're thinking that Trump's not, he's a puppet. Kleck, yeah. Oh yeah, Kleck is it. And so you're a Kleckite. So you're believing in Kleck, not in Trump. If you're paying attention to mainstream and you're not even paying attention to the social media, you have no clue about Kleck. You have no clue about Kleck. You're a Trumpite. So if you're either a Trumpite or a Kleckite when it comes to social media with the Messiah, all right? But if you know Stephen James DeShawn, which it's like peeling another 7 layers of deception back to back to back to back to back. And then you finally look in and that seal's opened up, like all 7 of them. And you can see, oh, he's the one that's in charge of this, who wants to be America's next top Messiah. It started at the beginning of 2016. That's when the contestants were brought in. Everybody was evaluated. They had you got some that are fully deceived, some that are halfway deceived, and some that are just, well, there's only one that's playing the Messiah that he's not deceived. Stephen James Sean is not deceived. I thought he was at one point. He's not. You'll see. He knows the truth, but he had turned from it. Look, his job is to find out the real Messiah. And if he doesn't find the real Messiah, well, then he will be the Messiah. So that's the gauge. If there isn't a real Messiah in the world, because he's in charge of surveillance, watching everybody, and he's in charge of the YouTube, and he is the final judge. Okay, his name is Gematria. Kleck's going by Gematria. Come on, he knows Stephen James Sean the name. He has to know of him. I don't know if he knows him per se, like they've met. Don't know about that. Steve might be telling the truth about that. He doesn't need to meet him. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to. Kleck just needs to know who he is, and he's the final judge. But then again, Steve said he doesn't even know who he is, and if he said that, then that would mean that Kleck is watching his video, and then I don't know if he would say that about Kleck if he knows he's watching him. No, he might, because he did say Kleck is definitely saved. He did say that, so that made me think Kleck was watching. So you got to pay attention to these little details. That's how you get the answers, is what they're doing. They give you a story with every time they talk. I get the most truth out of the biggest freaking liar on planet Earth, and that would be Stephen James Sean. So he is going to be the judge. He is the final judge when it comes to the next top Messiah. Right? That is the name of the game. They're not saying it to the mainstream, or they're not even saying it on social media. I'm just telling you what the game is. And so if Steve does not find a real Messiah in real life, then he's going to give the award to Kleck, or whoever wins, right? And then 3.5 days later, he's pulling the rug from out under them, and he is going to be the Messiah, like in their face, like that. That's how he's going to play them. Now, if Steve if he believes that he found the real Messiah in this world, well, then it'll be known, not to the world, but to everybody that is on social media paying attention. The real Messiah will be announced. If he doesn't believe somebody out there is real, then Steve will be the one that takes over after 3.5 days, because somewhere in the Bible, it seems like somebody, like Trump is getting assassinated or whatever, and then an Obama figure takes over, but then the real Christ takes over. I think that's what it is in Daniel chapter 11. And so when it pertains to Steve, the underground, and social media, because they got to play out two different stories. And when you know both stories, it's kind of like knowing good and evil. It kind of is like having your third eye is just shining, and you can see clearly what they're doing behind closed doors. That's the whole point of having Christ rise up in your conscience. And that's what started happening back in 2011. So Kleck is going to he has absolutely, I will bet my life on it, that he was told he is the Messiah. And he was told by Michael. And Michael was hired, one way or another, he's hired to do a job. He's acting his role. He's most likely hired to deceive him because he's the closest to him. That would be equivalent to like Justin backstabbed me in the end, and he's not really my best friend. That's what that would be like. So Kleck has it coming to him. And then that's why people like Lefty, they're so upset, because they know they're not in the running anymore. you need to just come clean, but you won't. You won't until it's time to come clean. But I know what you're doing, Lefty. I get it. And it's the same thing with all the other false prophets out there. Not that I'm not calling you a false prophet, Lefty. I'm just saying you were a big child. You know, you're kind of like Satan, annoying little brother. Just go away. Shut up. You're not going to win. You don't want to win anyway, because guess what? Steve's going to take the freaking crown. He's going to take the crown from you. He is. So he's going to take it from Clay. But I told you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to be there after 3.5 days myself. I'm going to head down to the Masonic Lodge. I believe it's in Michigan. It's probably near Steve. I'm going to say it's like in that area. It's somewhere where he doesn't have to travel too far. Or it might be the Masonic Lodge in California, like the Hollywood one. You got to let me know. Again, just do a video, Steve. Me and Justin will probably be the only ones that pick up on it. It might just be me, because you got him working to death right now, like 11, 12 hours a day, like 6, 7 days a week. But he's over there controlling that whole corporation and getting paid more than anybody else. It's pretty funny how you could just step into a environment and just like take control. And then if people aren't, doing their part, he's gonna once he has control, he can just pull the strings of the puppets and make them get in line. Now that's what Justin does in real life. So the rug's getting pulled from Click, no matter what. Even if he's watching my video and saying like, no. So it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't even matter what I say about Stephen James and Sean, because if nobody truly believes what I'm saying, and I get it, I don't expect anybody to. I'm just telling that you will believe when it happens, but you believe as it. I just let God handle that part of it. No, he doesn't talk to me. I don't hear a word. He doesn't talk to me in long, drawn-out sentences. He just, I don't know, how do you explain it? He's like there. You can listen to both of them if you want. You can listen to God, you can listen to Satan. You can do either or. September 26th, I believe it's the crowning of the Messiah. And does Kleck believe that he is the Messiah? Yes. Yes, he does. That's what I've found out. So, this is why it's important to get on Kleck now, because I found America's Next Top Messiah, man. It's a game that they're not telling you, but I'm telling you beforehand that that's what it is. And then I'm telling you who's in charge of the game, and it's the same one who's in charge of the show Punk'd, because they're now aren't they surveilling people like gang stalking? You got Ashton Kutcher back there watching the camera like, yeah. You wait till we get behind the camera, right? You wait until me and Justin get behind the camera and start pranking people. That's going to be funny. It'll be all in good fun, of course. And we wouldn't be stalking people like when they're, doing private things. So that is the game. That's the name of the game. And no matter who it is that is going to win America's Next Top Messiah, after 3.5 days, they're going to get their gifts, but then they're going to see, it's going to continue for 3.5 days to get, because they all know the scripture. It's 3.5 days is going to come by. And then, well, it may be September 23rd, because that's a 2-year, isn't that the 2-year sign, right, in the heavens? And King Herod, 2 years and under, right? This is the second year coming up. So it could possibly be on September 23rd, the crowning. And then 3.5 days later comes by, it's September 26th. And that's the 908th day. September 26th comes around, and the 3.5 days is up. And everybody that's lying to him is like, on, that's just a script. Now, you know it's a script. I mean, you're playing it out, dummy. Relax, man. You're the Messiah. Johnny, man. Oh, man. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. The first time we're going to have a gay hotel. Oh, my God. It's crazy. Messiah. It's like, yes. And then he's going to repent afterwards. Now, look, everybody that is in on it, especially Johnny. Man, I could feel his pain right now. He's gonna cry. He's gonna cry. There's gonna be tears. He's gonna be. Look, it's your fault. Click. It's your fault. So that's gonna happen to him, and it doesn't matter who would have won. That is gonna happen. Where it's a 3.5 day period and it's going to be extended for 3.5 more days. So 3.5 more days will not, that lands on 9/11. For me anyway, that lands on my 911th day of YouTube, April 2nd, 2017 to September 30th, 2019 is 911 days. And then I got a key for you, Johnny. I got a key for you. I'm going to give you that key for sure. And then you have 21 days, because now all hell's going to break loose for you, Johnny, because you thought you were the Messiah. And because you thought you were the Messiah, that peace deal is going to happen right around I'd say the peace deal is going to happen September 23rd, 26th. The peace deal. World peace. Okay, that's the deal. World peace happens. And then 3.5 days later, sorry, Johnny, not only does the rug get pulled out from under you, but then the world is going to start collapsing, because I don't think Johnny knows that the sky is actually fake, especially because he's up in the sky. He's a skydiver. I don't think he knows that. I don't think he knows that the sun is going to drop for 3 days. I don't think most of Hollywood even knows that. I don't think a lot of people don't even know that. Only the 33-degree Masons do, and the ones that can see what they're doing from the outside looking in. And then there's 21 days from that point on, and that lands on October 21st, which is that 8th full year since we were warned by the true prophet, Harold Camping. The true prophet, the spirit of Elijah, the spirit of Moses, Elijah, the same type, blending in, coming down to the spirit of Elisha that takes over the double portion. And if not, then you just go about your business and keep living your life. If so, great, awesome. You can't force it on anybody. So that's what's going to happen with America's next top Messiah. Johnny Kleck, you are it, and you are